Hello, everyone. I'm Christy Blyzeffer with Poets and Quants, and thank you for tuning in to our latest online MBA Fireside Chat. Today, we're talking with Robert Towner, Associate Vice President of Edge at Northeastern University. Thanks very much for joining us today, Robert. For this chat, we're talking about building tomorrow's leaders, the impact of the AI Cert on business and innovation. Well, Robert, today let's just kind of start by learning a little bit more about the EDGE program at Northeastern University.
Absolutely. Thanks, Christy. So EDGE stands for Experiential Digital Global Education. And what we do is we oversee all the large at-scale online programs for the university and serve as the digital arm of the university, as well as managing our large corporate B2B learning partnerships.
Ah, very good. Thank you. Well, what do you think makes the Northeastern Moore McKinn OMBA program unique? What are some of the characteristics of the cohorts and their outcomes?
Absolutely. So our online MBA program is definitely built for adult learners. And like many online programs, it's built modular and stackable. But we look at modular and stackable a little bit different because it all is about industry. How can we plug and play the pieces of that degree with our industry partners, with our experiential network to make sure that we're getting the right education for the workforce today and for the future? And so when we look at the way our degree is structured, there's a lot of experiential components that are part of it, as we call them expo classes. This is allowing learners to get that hands-on experience and kind of build out that resume of projects that they're able to work on with our industry partners throughout their online MBA journey. As I said, they're working professionals, highly domestic audience, about 6 to 7 years of work experience on average for the latest incoming cohort. And what we really focus on is making sure that that education is timely and delivered to them. So you're learning something on a Monday, you're taking it to work on a Tuesday, applying it to your job and seeing that career growth. As you know, MBA students come from all different walks of life. We have career changers, we have career chargers, we have everybody who's looking to do everything in between. So we need a curriculum and a format and a modality that can fit that for our learners.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this AI search. Tell me a little bit about what inspired the creation and how it aligns with Northeastern's AI for all philosophy.
Absolutely. So Northeastern from the top down is motivated when it comes to AI. We have the Institute for Experiential AI on campus, which is an entire institute dedicated to AI. And that's where we actually went and found many of the faculty members who are teaching in this certificate program. So step number one, we decided we're building a graduate cert in AI is we knew it had to be interdisciplinary. Too often you see within schools, it's all contained, whether it's all computer science classes or all engineering classes or all business classes or something to build up a cert. We knew to make sure that our learners were prepared and getting the education in, a rapid evolving space such as AI, it needed to be interdisciplinary. So not only are you taking courses in, ethics of AI and, human-centered design of AI, you're also taking that business applications course of AI as well to really enhance that learning. So the way that the program is structured is you have 3 core courses that every learner completes, and then you pick your specialty fourth class. So if I want to do my specialty in business, I do the 3 core courses, and then Moore McKinn has kind of a capstone course on the AI business applications. There's also a healthcare capstone course if you're deciding more healthcare is your space. And so what we're trying to figure out is how do we make sure we get the right core curriculum and then this experiential capstone type course to really round out the cert where learners feel prepared for the tools that they need to be successful. And one of the best parts about this cert that we set out from day one saying is we don't want to build a cert for programmers. So you don't have to have any program experience to come into this cert. That's not what this is. We have other certificates at the university from our computer science and, as I said, engineering, other places that are much more the technical skills you'd look for in AI. This is really about understanding the language of AI and being able to deal with some of the intersections of managers versus AI applications and having those difficult conversations and having talks with technical and non-technical folks and being able to talk the language that is today of work. So that's really been, as I said, top down. We wanted a certificate that was interdisciplinary and made sure to touch on all the important pieces, including what we see as one of the most important pieces, which is ethics, which is one of the courses that's part of this AI certificate as well.
Yeah, it has been fascinating just to see the evolution of AI in all those disciplines like you were talking about, and how important it is to have one kind, an interdisciplinary approach so that all the parts are talking to each other. Can you describe a little bit more about how the CERT integrates with the online ambassadors business administration?
Absolutely. So, as I talked about, we built the program modular and stackable from beginning with online MBA, and we knew that there was going to be new emerging trends. And if it wasn't AI, it would be something else, and who knows
Yeah.
what's going to be next. And we need the flexibility to provide working professionals with a credential that can upskill them and upskill their careers today while still building towards that larger MBA degree. So many students come in and they take these first 4 courses in this AI grad cert. They get a graduate certificate credential from Northeastern, and they're able to use that to start to either catapult or change their career direction they want to go while they just continue seamlessly taking classes for our online MBA. And both our online MBA and our AI cert are built on the FAST app process, which allows a learner just to complete a simple small form, hop in and start learning. And as long as you're getting a B or better in your courses, then you just continue to learn. It's no going through and doing the whole letters of rec and going through and submitting all these essays and materials. You don't need to do any of that. This is really built for somebody who's like, hey, I'm ready to dive in and start learning. Great, short form, make sure you have the bachelor's degree, which we need to make sure you have, and then get in. And as long as you can do the work successfully, that learning journey just continues for you.
Oh, great, great. Well, what are some of those, key skills and knowledge that the CERT is going to cover?
Yeah, so as I talked about, you're going to be able to talk the language and deal with some AI tools. Now, obviously, AI tools are ever changing. And so that's an area that we built the course for a lot of plug and play, because the tools that we even built the course with a year ago might be different than the tools that we want to teach today, depending on the faculty with the
Absolutely.
way AI works. So tools is a piece of it, but it's just a small piece of it. You're going to be able to identify the potential risk and benefit of using AI in different examples within the workplace or different strategies put forward. You're going to be able to plan AI related issues and identify solutions that go along with them. You're going to be able to identify some biases, which we think is super important as we talked about the ethics and responsible piece of AI. We want people to understand where those biases exist and what you might be able to do to mitigate some of those in those. And then obviously collaborate with cross-functional teams to apply AI. That's the interdisciplinary idea. Very few of us work in silos in our work. We're typically, interacting with other units, different groups of people. How can we talk the language and use AI cross-functionally in teams? That's a big part of the certificate program as well.
Yeah. Do you have any insights on, what kind of would make a good candidate for this certification, or is it really kind of, good for any candidate at this point?
The only candidate I would say that's probably not the right fit for this cert is somebody who's looking for the large language model programming, real technical side of AI cert. That's not what this is. And I don't want people to be let down if that's what they go in assuming. We're not
Yeah.
going to teach you how to do the coding. We're not going to talk about all the technical part. Yes, there is one computer science class that's part of it, but it's more an understanding how it works and less of how you're going to build an AI tool. And so making sure that it's really about the applications. How am I going to use this, as we call it, applied AI, not the technical side of AI? How am I
Yeah.
going to apply this and enhance my career? If that's your interest in what you're looking to do, it's a perfect cert for you. If you're looking to do a bunch of coding and get some hard technical skills, you're probably going to be a little disappointed in this cert, and I would point you towards one of our more computer science or engineering based AI certs if that was the case.
Very good. That's valuable context for people looking for that. Well, give us a little bit of an overview of how the AI concepts are taught in the context of business. How are the courses blending technical and managerial aspects?
Yeah, so the course is really designed to apply different concepts throughout your learning. Some of it's going to be that assessment driven. Are you understanding the concepts and getting there? And another big part of it is going to be group projects and working with other individuals on how to solve some of these challenges. And as I talked about, the business specific one really examines the intersection of managerial practices and AI capabilities through real world case studies. So that's really focusing on our large experiential network, giving us the actual opportunity to work on hands-on projects and real world applications of these projects with AI. And it's ever changing. And we know that, the project that we did the last time we ran the class might not be the same project, and the challenges with AI are ever changing. And it's such an important piece to mention with this is we are working nonstop to stay up to date on this curriculum. This is a fast and ever changing space. We use AI in some of the development of the curriculum because how can you have an AI cert that's not using AI to do some of the instructional design and building of the product that you're putting forward? But also, we know that it's ever changing and we need to stay up to date. Ethics, rules, guidelines, regulations at companies, governance. That's another big piece in the business course, talking about some of that AI governance within your company and how to handle those types of things. So, really making sure that we're one, up to date with the latest trends and tools and what's happening in the space, but two, making sure as a learner, you're prepared with some of the broader framework so that when those tools do change or those policies do change, you still have that broader, deepened understanding that you don't have to go back and take another class like, oh, I only learned Chat
Right.
GPT tool. Now I'm using Claude. Oh no, what am I supposed to do? No, you need to understand how they work broadly so that you can plug and play in your career as these things change as well.
Yeah, I absolutely can't imagine trying to keep programs like this up to date, much less, trying to come up with the latest to help you in your career. It's mind-blowing how fast this is all changing. What do you think are maybe some of the impacts this cert and stuff, or just AI in general is going to have on business education and leadership?
So I think having an AI cert as part of an MBA program is a good start, but I also see where this is going very quickly. Very soon, there shouldn't be a single class that a learner's taking where AI isn't interwoven into the class that you're taking in business education, because that's the way the work world is setting up and the direction we're going. The similar to how when people first started using calculators and they were there on your desk and they helped you make your Excel sheets and did everything faster, AI tools are going to be there with you in the workplace. And if you're not getting your business education with the AI tools kind of integrated to that, then you're going to be behind. And so right now, yes, we put it in as a standalone curriculum piece. We think there's a lot of adult working professionals who need to feel comfortable jumping into this space. AI can be a scary thing to a lot of people. I hear it all the time when I talk to our prospective students that, hey, should I start with this AI cert? I've been trying not to use AI. And I always laugh when I hear that because when I hear trying not to use AI, you're the exact person who should start in the AI cert because you
Yeah.
need to be using what's out there with AI. So I think that, yes, right now, having it as part of the curriculum is great as we're kind of in this digital transformation period of time where AI is growing and ever changing. Once that stabilizes a little bit more in the workplace, let's say another 3 to 5 years, I would expect you to see AI interwoven into every course you're taking. And whether that be an accounting course, whether that be a marketing course, I mean, think about how much digital marketing has changed with the AI tools that are out there today. You can't just simply teach what you used to teach because the world is a different place today. And so that's where I think you'll see a lot more interwoven in of the AI into the curriculum. But right now, as we're in this kind of inflection point and this rapid growth of AI, I'd say for anybody who needs to get upskilled, this grad cert provides a great entry in to get upskilled. And by the time you're in your MBA classes, which is, it's about 4 months to complete the cert, you might be in a place where that's already more integrated into the curriculum. As somebody who has multiple business degrees online as part of their portfolio, we are actively integrating AI into that coursework every single day, more and more. And especially as we get feedback from our corporate partners, they're the ones that are even pushing us to adopt that content a lot faster in the
Yeah,
courses.
absolutely. So are you kind of seeing that, this is kind of an all industry, all sector push, or are there particular industries where maybe the cert is more valuable?
Yeah, so I was on a panel in California last week having a conversation with a couple folks, and it was funny because they said every job description now out of Silicon Valley in the tech space all just include AI, right? It's just an
Mhm.
expectation that you know it, you have some layer of it, and the company might not even know what that means, but they're already starting to include it on the
Yeah.
job description. So having some formalized education in this space will probably benefit people in a multitude of roles. But where do I see the most immediate impact? Is really, as we talked about earlier, on that business side. We see a lot of people in the HR space. We see a lot of analysts, a lot of managers, non-technical roles who have
Mhm.
maybe been a little hesitant to jump in head first to AI, or maybe they've been playing on the side a little bit. Now's their chance to become that rock star at work. They understand more things, they can speak the right language. It kind of just amplifies the work that they're able to do and helps them stand out in a meaningful way. And then what we're seeing is a lot of those people want to go and jump back into the MBA because, hey, I'm starting to see some tangible things at work. I'm now getting a seat at the table. I'm now getting my voice heard a little bit more because I'm a leader in my company on these tools or on this space. Now I know that this MBA education is something that's going to help prepare me and, catapult my future. But I would argue broadly, an AI cert could be good in any industry across the board. Where are we seeing some of those immediate wins is really in the business space, which is why we have it stackable into our online MBA. And we're seeing that as kind of a career flow for a lot of individuals, and
Yeah.
especially those career changers, people who are doing something totally different and need an opportunity to stand out at work. We see this as a great opportunity.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for, like you said, the adult learners, people who this is even today still a little bit foreign, scary? What advice do you have for them and when they're researching what they think they need for their career, in looking at AI kinds of programs?
Yeah, I would tell an adult learner to think real quickly about whether you want to be on the technical side or the application side of AI, because you're not going to evade it completely. You're going to end up on one or two sides of the house when it comes to how AI is being implemented at your work. And once you know that, you can pick the right educational product for you. And I think in something like AI, as we talk about ever changing, something like a grad cert or something that's more of a small form content to get you in and educated seems like a great entry point for adult learners. I'm not asking people to commit years of time to doing this. I mean, it can be completed as short as 4 months of your time to give yourself something to really catapult your career. Obviously, you can stretch it out and go slower if you'd like, but the idea would be, how do I get some short, in-depth, focused education on what's going to help prepare my career, and then I can figure out the next part. And there's a lot of people who come in saying, "Hey, I'm interested in doing an MBA. Should I start in this cert or should I just dive right into the MBA?" Because you have either option here at Northeastern. We don't
Yeah.
force you to do the AI cert as part of your MBA. It's a elective, if you will. But think I tell most individuals, why wouldn't you want a credential as you're working today and then stack the MBA on top of the MBA? You're in for at least 18 months. Most of our students take about 2 years to complete the degree. It's a long time to wait to see that credential. Now, yes, you got the learning and yes, you are applying it, but to actually have a piece of paper in your hand that says, "See, look, I did this, and it's certified by the university that I did this." I think the AI cert's really nice for working professionals as that starting point. And for a lot of people, this, you might not have taken a lot of online classes in your undergrad. You might not have taken a lot of online classes recently. What a better way to jump back into online learning than with something interdisciplinary and not just so domain focused on one thing, right? And as we
Yeah.
talked about, this is built from so many different lenses, so many different colleges come together to build this certificate program, that you're getting a nice taste of learning more than just business education if you kind of dive in headfirst to that online MBA. So, I mean, there's a right path for everybody, and no judgment here, whatever way people decide to go. But I personally see a lot of value to picking up a quick credential, picking up some AI education, and starting in an interdisciplinary online way before hopping into a full business program.
Yeah. Did you see a lot of demand for this? Was this something your learners were asking for?
Yes. So almost 50% of our current students in the online MBA program hopped into the AI cert as soon as it became
Wow.
stackable into the online MBA. And we
Uh-huh.
saw about a 50-50 start place, which was interesting to me because I would have thought more students would have started in the AI cert. But I
Mhm.
get it. Some people are like laser focused on an MBA. Don't, get in my way
Yeah.
with this disruption of this certificate. Let me do the MBA. But about 50% of our new MBA starts this past fall came in through the AI cert track versus coming into the MBA courses to start with.
Wow, very interesting. Well, tell us where, people interested can learn more about the AI cert and the online MBA at Northeastern.
Yeah, so online.northeastern.edu is a great place. Check out all of our online certificates, check out our online degree programs. Everything is stackable, modular. I'm sure you can find a pathway that'll kind of cut you out in the right career, whether you're that career changer or that career challenger or charger moving forward within your own domain. There's going to be the right product fit for you. So I highly recommend everybody go on there, check it out, and see a little bit about what we're doing here at Northeastern.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and insights, and learning more about that really interesting approach for the online MBA and the AI Cert. For all the viewers out there, please, check out more fireside chats on our YouTube page, or of course, you'll find all these resources on our website, poetsandquants.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.